Finally, from Iceland, we continue to follow the route above the ground, whereas the explorers traveled beneath the Earth's surface, passing through adventures after adventures. Here we end our Iceland travel. Stay tuned for the end part of the story in Stromboli, Italy.
We are back with our the end part of Journey to the Center of the Earth travel video, and we are now on Stromboli Island in Italy, about 50 kilometers offshore from mainland Italy and about 250 kilometers from the nearest major city, Naples, or Napoli in Italian.
Stromboli is a volcano island with about 5 square miles of area and population of about 500 only.
This is Vijayant again, operating the camera for this episode also. This is the Stromboli volcano on the Tyrrhenian Sea, a part of Mediterranean Sea. This volcano, with a peak height of about 3000 feet or 1000 feet from the sea level, loosely named the lighthouse of the Mediterranean, has been in almost continuous eruption, mild eruption, for about the past 2000 years, and possibly this is the reason Jules Verne said the end part of the story in Stromboli.
To recap on this story, the explorer team led by Lindelbrook, after descending through Iceland's Snæfjallajökull volcano and traveling about 3,500 kilometers beneath the earth, passing through adventure after adventure, descending many miles, reached at the bottom of a volcanic chimney of Stromboli. At the base inside the volcano, the group comes upon the ruins of a sunken city. They also find the skeleton of Arn Saknussemm. While a strong updraft suggests it leads directly to the surface, a giant rock partially blocking the way, Lindelbrook decides to blow up the obstruction with gunpowder left by Saknussemm, and they take shelter in a large sacrificial altar bowl. The explosion triggers a lava flow. The bowl floats atop and is driven upward by the eruption, and the bowl reaches the top of the volcano chimney. This is the northwest side of the volcano, and the lava flows from this area to the sea. Finally, after reaching the top, Lindelbrook, Carla and Hans are thrown into the sea with the bowl and rescued by the local fishermen who brought them to safety in their boat.
When they regain consciousness, they learn that they have been ejected from Stromboli, a volcanic island located off Sicily in Italy. This is a small fishing village, Ginostra, on the west side of the volcano. It is possible that the fishermen brought the explorer first in here.
Here our cameraman followed the explorers and jumped in water for a camera walk. Interestingly, this Stromboli island, a volcanic plug composed of lava rock resistant to erosion, formed approximately 200,000 years ago when it was the main volcano and later shifted to the current location. This is located about 2 kilometers northeast of Stromboli Island. No one lives here, but there is a 1925 built lighthouse at the summit.
Alec lands naked on a tree in a convent's orchard where the nuns provide him with a ladder and a pantaloon. This is the church of San Vincenzo, which was there at the time of the story. In fact, the first inhabited nucleus of the island was around here. This is at the east side of the volcano.
Located at a high point in the island, and Alec's first view could be this.
A further imaginary addition to the story. All gathered together, and naturally the first surface stay since the descent is logically a hotel. This is our hotel and could be quite representative of. The next immediate task was to send a telegram back home from the nearest post office. Interestingly, none of the Journey to the Center of the Earth movies were filmed in Stromboli, and we are possibly the first to shoot Stromboli part of Journey to the Center of the Earth at the actual location. The only feature film shot here in this island was the 1950 release Ingrid Bergman starrer Stromboli. And here is this house near the church where Ingrid Bergman and co-star Roberto Rossellini lived together during the shoot of the film, provoking a scandal as both were married then. Some memoriam. What a view from the backyard. Ingrid Bergman sitting here and enjoying. The cameraman right at the bottom of the volcano. Too much temptation. Camera work on the sea, right on the black lava beach at the bottom of the volcano. Before we leave Stromboli, a dinner at the foothill of the volcano. And the food is naturally seafood platter because the island is surrounded by the sea.
Cheers.
House wine and draft beer. This is the ferry terminal of Stromboli Island, also at the east side of the volcano. The explorers then leave Stromboli, possibly by boat or steamship, from here for the nearest city to return home, and obviously Naples. In fact, during steamship days, Stromboli was an important stopover for ships crossing the Tyrrhenian Sea.
on their way a view of Mount Vesuvius.
This is the ferry terminal and the marina area in Naples. At the time of the story, this should have been a steamship port, and the explorers naturally reached Naples at this port. Again, possibly a hotel stay in Naples. And possibly near the railway station for train to home. Since in Naples, not to miss the ferocious volcano mountain Vesuvius in the outskirts of Naples. When it erupted in AD 79, it destroyed the Roman cities of Pompeii, Herculaneum, Oplontis, Stabiae, and several other settlements. Pompeii, the whole city got buried under 4 to 6 meters of volcanic ash and largely preserved as a unique snapshot of Roman life, frozen at the moment it was buried. It was a wealthy town with a population of about 11,000, with many fine public buildings and luxurious private houses with lavish decorations, furnishings, and works of art. Excavation revealed remains of the city, and here are a few glimpses. This is the Forum, which was the main town square of Pompeii, a lively plaza lined with many of the most notable buildings in the city, such as the Temple of Apollo, the Temple of Venus, and the Temple of Jupiter here. Next, these were Stabian baths, which were the largest and best preserved baths in Pompeii. The entrance led into a swimming pool on the left, and on the right are the male and female baths separated by the stoves for heating the water. Each facility had a circular cold bath or frigidarium, a warm bath or tepidarium, a changing room with racks for clothing, and a hot bath or caldarium heated by air ducts in the floor. Some wall carvings still remain. This is Lupanar, which was an ancient brothel and was one of Pompeii's most visited landmarks. The building was most notable for the erotic paintings and the scandalous graffiti which still decorate its stone walls. This large, well-preserved house of Manander belonged to a wealthy merchant who gave notice of his status right at the entrance, which is flanked by pillars with Corinthian capitals. The well-preserved atrium, a little temple in one corner, and an intact wooden roof that extends out to the center opening where water drains to collect in the pool below. Interior rooms are decorated by beautiful painted walls. Then this amphitheater, which gives a real sense of the ancient city. This large stadium was once used for actual gladiator fights.
Legacy goes on till modern time. Besides various shows, the 1972 concert movie Live at Pompeii, featuring the English rock group Pink Floyd, was filmed here.
Finally, all the landmarks found in Pompeii give a fascinating snapshot into the life in Roman times, and possibly the city was evacuated, but there are scenes of human destruction caused. Here there are plaster cast forms of 13 victims, each eternally frozen into the position they were in when the city became covered in ash. The victims were adults and children, several found close together and others scattered over the area. They died apparently while trying to find a way out. Before leaving for home, naturally visit some landmarks in the city of Naples. The city was founded by Greeks in the first millennium BC, and Naples is one of the oldest continuously inhabited urban areas in the world. Since then, the city served as capital of many kingdoms until the unification of Italy in 1861. In 2023, the city has a population of about 1 million. To start, on the waterfront, here is Castle Ovo, which is the oldest castle in Naples. It was built by Roman Emperor Valentinian III in the mid 5th century and carries the Roman era structures. Castle Ovo means castle of egg, and the legend goes that a Roman poet Virgil put a magical egg into the foundation to support the fortification. Also, it was the site to which the last Western Roman Emperor Romulus Augustulus was exiled in 476 AD. The location offers an excellent view of the Naples waterfront and the surrounding area. Next is San Francisco de Paula Church, built in the early 19th century by Napoleon's brother-in-law, King of Naples, Joachim Murat, who started the construction. After Napoleon's reign, the European dynasty Bourbons were restored to the throne of Naples, and King Ferdinand I continued construction and finished it in 1816. The church resembles a Roman temple Pantheon in Rome. The facade is fronted by a portico resting on 6 columns and 2 iconic pillars. Inside, the church is circular with 2 side chapels. The dome is 53 meters high. Unfortunately, no photography was allowed inside.
This Piazza del Plebiscito in front of the church, means public square, was built in 1846 by the then King of Naples Murat, who was Napoleon's brother-in-law, and built as a tribute to the emperor.
This is the Royal Palace of Naples, built in the 17th century as the residence of Spanish King Philip III, who was the ruler of Naples at that time. Later, it was used by various other kings of European dynasty, the Bourbons, ruling Naples. Currently, it is a museum and tourist attraction.
Here are the statues of kings of Naples.
Near the harbor, this is Castle Novo, built in 1279 by Charles I of Anjou, who ascended the throne of Sicily and transferred the capital from Palermo in Sicily to the city of Naples here. This is one of the main architectural landmarks of the city. This is the University of Naples, Federico II, a public university established in 1224 and is the oldest public university in the world, noted for being the world's oldest state-funded university.
It is also believed to be the oldest secular state university in the world. The local transport in Naples are taxi, bus, tram, metro, train, and funicular, the inclined cable railway. Naples has 4 funicular lines from terminating stations at a hilltop neighborhood of Vomero called Funicular Central. Nearby, this is Chiaia Funicular Station, the oldest in Naples, built in 1889. Unfortunately, this line is now closed for maintenance. However, we were on bus number 11. Kilometers and kilometers of uphill, downhill walk in scorching heat. This is Porta Nolana, remains of a medieval city gate erected during the 15th century by the Spanish authorities at that time. This stands at the entrance of the ever busy local pedestrian market. This Santissima Annunziata Maggiore is a basilica church located in the historic center of Naples. In the ancient Roman era, the city baths and gymnasiums were located in this area. In 1318, the Queen Consort of King of Naples initially constructed the church, and in 1513 the church was razed and a larger church was built. In 1757 a fire destroyed nearly all the church, and the current church was constructed in 1774. And the concave facade was added in 1782. Another must visit in Naples was Napoli Sotterranea, which means Naples underground. Currently, it is a water museum, or lapis in Italian. Naples has been inhabited for almost 3000 years, and much of the city's past is hidden beneath the modern streets here. Greeks built this underground city during 470 AD and expanded for centuries, primarily from the need of water were underground cisterns to pick up rain. It was further expanded during Roman rule around the 13th century. During the Second World War, the tunnel was used as a bomb shelter. This tourist famous Spanish Quarter, with a population of about 1,400, is a part of historic Naples. This district was built in the 16th century to accommodate the Spanish military garrisons aimed at suppressing the revolt of the Neapolitan population. Since its creation,
The neighborhood have become a nerve center for crime and prostitution and have always been a zone of social problems. Despite its reputation, the district is of historical and artistic importance with the presence of many small workshops and artisans. Little break at a street side trattoria, a typical of Italy, an English cafeteria. This is Naples Central Railway Station, originally built in 1866, redesigned and reconstructed in 1954 with 25 tracks for intercity trains, including Naples-Rome high-speed train. The story was written in 1864 and set in for 1863. Considering that the train system in Germany was well operating by 1850 and in England even earlier, it is obvious that the explorers made their return journey from here by train to Germany as in the original story, or England as in the 1959 film. And the duck hunter introduced in the film further onward journey to Iceland.
At home, Professor Lindelbrock received hero's welcome.
Hello, Scots! If these shouts of yours express some pleasure that we've returned alive, I thank you deeply. However, if they're meant as praise for a successful scientist, I must disclaim that honor. No, a scientist who cannot prove what he has accomplished nothing. I have no records, no shred of evidence. I will never embarrass this distinguished university by asking that it take my word. Let me say only this. 300 years ago, a daring man undertook a perilous journey and never came back. We followed his path and returned by the grace of God and a heathen altar stone. One day, someone else, it may be you, my boy, or your sons or your grandsons, will pick up where we left off. This I know. The spirit of man cannot be stopped.
And happily ever after.
Here's to the prof of geology, master of all natural history. Rare boy he, and rare boys we, to know such a big curiosity.
This is Binoy Bala and cameraman Vijayan, Megali's video, signing off from Naples, Italy.